We have a full board here today, Mr. Ponarelli, Mr. Zapata, Mr. Agers, and Chelsea
McDuffie. That's okay.
McDuffie, something, are all here. I am going to ask now, agenda item number 2, are there any public requests for comment?
No, there aren't.
Outstanding. We'll move to agenda item 3. Receive report, hold a discussion, take action on approving the minutes from the Historic Preservation Board meeting held June 16th, 2026. Are there any questions, deletions, additions, modifications from any of the board members?
I move to approve the minutes of the June 16, 2026 meeting as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. John Ayers, and I have a second from Ms. Chelsea McCluskey. All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed, say aye. Outstanding, they are approved. At this point, before we move to item 4A, I would just note that per this morning from the interim city manager, we now have an interim historic preservation officer. Welcome back, Ms. Dow. She is well qualified and had this job prior to that, and I know that we'll continue on unabated. So with that, item 4A, receive a report, hold a discussion, take action on a certificate of appropriateness for the exterior improvements of 424 West Main Street. That is the Rialto Theater. Ms. Dow.
Thank you. So, prior to leaving, Aaron Tate posted the agenda and was missing the letter of intent. We had some trouble getting that, but the applicant sent it, and it is in your packet.
It's on the page, so it's right behind you. It's also the same thing as what's on your screen.
But yeah, Sam put the details from the request on the screen. So I will go through, the summary is they were requesting to replace the rear staircase railing per the code. Sam, can you flip over to that? Sorry. That on in the middle shows the railing as it is, and then the left photo is what they're requesting to put there. Okay, now back. And they are requesting to repaint the portions of the already painted brick on the facade. So the lower facade from the marquee down is already painted. Thank you. And so we'll get into the color details later. And then, let's see, a diagram proposes altering the entrance as depicted in the backup materials. Further alterations are requested to meet ADA compliance, including the addition of a ramp. So,
That bottom right, is that on the side or is that in the back?
I am not certain. If it would be okay, we can go over what I do know and then let the applicant
Okay.
speak to the details. Okay. So, from the letter of intent, the marquee touch-up paint, they want to keep that the same color as it we can, have more discussion on that. Okay, go back to the, we're on change the entry doors, which is what you were asking about. The existing doors do not match the era or color scheme we're going for. The new doors will be black metal. And again, we'll go more into that later. Remove the steps that are rotten on the exterior front entrance. And then remove the new addition that is over the box office window to have the box office return close to the 1935 look of Rialto. And on the back, we've already discussed that. So Sam, could you, go one more and another one? I want Jamie's, there we go. So, prior to the current tenant getting the Rialto, our state Main Street architect, Jamie Crawley, did a rendering for our Imagine the Possibilities tour in the past. And because the Earnhardts had planned to lower the threshold, the steps were added in. And so they instructed us, that was their intent, so we didn't raise the sidewalk when we constructed it. So they will need to come down and meet that, and that's, what's in this picture, and that's what the, tenant intends. So, I think that, I can turn it over, if that's okay, to the applicant and let her, describe details and then answer any questions.
Yeah, normally we would ask staff, in this case Donna, questions, but I think I'm going to go back to the listing. Thank you. And yes, if we have the owner come
Okay.
forward. If you'd state your name and address for the record is required. That's
Misty
all.
Chapman. Misty Chapman, and the address is 424 West Main, Denison. Okay.
Okay. Did you want to start with your questions and your?
Well, I didn't see the rendering until just now. Is it your intention to duplicate the rendering that?
No, no,
No,
no.
okay.
I don't know why that's there, but it's not.
Well, we put it there.
We-
because we had it for the lower, threshold.
Just for the part,
On the entrance?
okay. So the entrance there shows that there's a box office in the middle of that, and that is not our intention at all. But as far as it being, what?
Are you looking at something like that on the right-hand side here?
Okay, that will be the front of the building. So that will be the doors that are there now, you have to take 2 steps up to get to the doors that are currently there. We want to bring everything down because we would like to be ADA approved so that we can get wheelchairs and things like that in. That's the only way to be able to do that. Can you go back to that picture before? Okay. Where you're at, where your cursor is, stop right there where the lines are coming down to go to the right. Okay, that right there. In the 1960s, I've done all my research on this. If you want to know about the Rialto and who had it and what, and from 1988, I can tell you. I've done our research, and we're trying to put it back as much as we possibly can, but at the same time, using our new technology, of course. Where that area is behind that panel, that is where the box office was. So in 1920, they opened the Rialto. In 1935 was their first, they took all the seats out, they took everything out, and they redid it all in 1935. In 1960s, that's when they removed the marquee that was just going across and put this marquee in and made it the VR marquee. And then they also moved the box office that was in the middle. They've moved it to where that panel is there. Yes. And so we're just the glass and everything's behind there. We just want to expose that again and make that a true ticket booth again. So, and then the doors that showed you guys, like all of the doors, it was The ones that are there now are brown. They're not, I don't know if it's because the floor is rotting, that there's a lot of gaps in spaces, so we're just gonna have to redo that whole thing because it's, you know, it's, bugs can get in, things can get in, and so we've got to redo that as well. So that's all gonna come down to one level. When you open those doors, it will be a flat surface, you know, a solid surface. When you walk in, you'll go to the right, and that's where we plan on putting the wheelchair lift in, is after you come in through those doors. So the box office will go back to where it was in the 60s, right there, that location. And then the doors that was in another photo, a rendering of that at the top. So there will be 2 sets of doors, and then in the middle, right there, it'll just be one solid piece of glass, and we've got a big kiosk type screen that will be there that shows all of our upcoming events. And if we happen not to be open and you walk by and you're like, oh, I want to go see that concert, or that looks like an event I want to attend, you can stop and do your QR code and get your tickets that way, if that makes sense.
Do you have a rendering or a street side elevation of what this is gonna look like?
No. I mean, we don't have any, we just have what we've given you here. Because all we're doing is taking those steps out and dropping that down.
So the top right is, if I'm looking straight into it with the doors there, but different windows.
Mhm.
The video screen, if I drop down, bottom right, I'm now looking kind of to the side there where you're.
The bottom right, that is inside the building. That is not, that has nothing to do with outside at all. That's all inside. And that shows, so when you come through those doors, see the entry that's on the right? And it shows that gray entry, that's your entry. And then there's steps. And so where that black box is above those, yes, that will be where we take so you'll walk in, you'll take your wheelchair to the lift, and then lifts up to the stairs. So all of that's on the inside. It has nothing to do with the exterior whatsoever.
Could you go back to the photos of the front then, and how are you gonna get up those steps?
Those steps will be removed, and the doors are coming down to be one level.
If you go to the picture of the front there where the refrigeration panels are, so what is your thoughts about here?
Well, obviously, that's an eyesore. It's the biggest eyesore on Main Street, in my opinion, so we've got to get those down. If we don't know until we get up there. Our plan is if it needs to be a new window put in there, we'll put the new windows in there. What's behind those windows, we do know on the interior is they had added bathrooms in the 60s. So you cannot see from the interior, you cannot even see that window. It's all covered up now with sheetrock and everything that's there now. It's not accessible at all from the inside. And so once we take those off, we'll have to look and see. Our plan is just to be able to put either, really nice, we can frost them, we can do whatever. If all we can see is sheetrock and it's an eyesore, we just want to get rid of that. So if it's repairing a window and putting like the stained glass on it, that, a frosted look where you cannot see in there, that's what we'll do.
So your intent is to return it like to the bottom left or the top left?
Correct.
Windows with.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You just won't be able to see through them. It'll have a,
Yeah, I'm only worried about the.
okay, right,
Just
right.
the windows.
Mhm.
Okay. And for the facade, what do you envision for changing on that?
We just want to change the paint color to a lighter paint color that's more of a classic beige, a classic color. That beige and black is classic to what we're doing, even on the interior. We just want it to have the 3 colors. We don't want we're really taking this back. The interior, of course, we're taking it back to the 20s, so it'll look when you walk in, you'll see reds, golds, blacks, things from the 20s era. And so it'll be very movie type look, very upscale. We took out all the theater seats. There won't be any theater seats, things like that in there at all. So the outside will be a beige color like that, but lighter beige, and then the trim will all be in black. The marquee will stay the same. We just had them, they were there again yesterday, doing color match because we love the red. That's what we're gonna do on the interior too, so we wanna keep it that way. As far as what they said, we just needed to add bulbs that are missing. There's 348 bulbs that we have to replace, and then there's the neon is great. It didn't need to be replaced. It looked good. So all we're doing is trying to the Rialto, the words on the Rialto, a lot of them are peeling. A lot of it's peeling off, and we're just trying to get it back to the way it was.
So if I could summarize what I think I heard you say, is the marquee will be, the facade will be freshened, new paint with paint colors that we just talked about and keeping the same red colors.
Correct.
The marquee will stay the same, triangular in shape, the same types of letters.
Yes.
The word Rialto will stay the same.
Correct.
The paint freshened up, the neon light in
Correct.
there, and the light bulbs are replaced, and I don't care if they're LED or not.
Right.
For the entire.
Correct. That's correct.
All right. Robert, what else would you like to ask?
Well, is it your preference, because you have a tight time frame, is there an expectation that we're going to approve the facade while there's still coverings on those second floor, on those upper windows that are currently covered with the refrigeration panels? And that we're gonna, is it your anticipation that we would approve this now, and then after those panels come off, it's whatever is there is there? Is that the idea?
No, if we don't know until we get the panels down, and we can't work on the panels until we get the permit approved. So once we get the panels removed, if the windows are in good shape, if they're perfectly fine, we just plan on frosting them and leaving them there. We want to keep everything as original as we possibly can. If they're broken windows, or if it's gonna be a issue, which we don't think that they're broken because they're not, the panels are not all the way up to the windows, so we're,
Right.
we've got our fingers crossed that it won't, but I guess the bottom line is we want to keep it original as possible. So if we just have to replace a piece of glass, we will. If we need to replace the whole thing, we will. But
Sure.
of course, that's until we get back there, I honestly don't know. But I can tell you that we will keep just like we have, we will keep it as original as we possibly can. We're completely different than a lot, like whoever remodeled it before us took it to an industrial, where they did everything was metal industrial and all that, and that's not our style, that's not our look. We're taking everything back to the way it was, or close to.
You've applied for a building permit, and you're pending approval of what you're gonna do to the interior.
Correct.
Gotcha, okay,
So,
okay. If you have to replace the windows, in other words, if you get approved today, then once you take those off, if it looks like you're gonna have to replace the windows, those windows would be replaced by wherever you get the windows from, and however they're gonna look. Is that pretty much it, right?
yes,
But in the same style.
exactly, for sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would say wait till they figure out what's behind there and then make the decision. She can work with me to see if they need to be repaired. If they need to be replaced, I think it needs to come back before you.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay, cool.
kind of summarize it and say.
But can I
see
get approval
1, 2, 3.
can I get approval for permits without having this approval?
You would get approval to remove.
Yeah, if you have approval.
Leather.
Because they're not giving me approval.
Yeah.
That's what they told me. They're not giving me approval until this is approved.
What you're getting today is a certificate of appropriateness that this is fitting within the historic overlay of the city. When you get to the actual building permits, you're gonna see Mr. Kirk right there.
That's what I'm
We're good.
saying. They're not approving this until after this meeting today. And so, I mean, it all ties in, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there's some things here, from the initial thing, I do see the railing, the paint to include the front and the facade and the trim, and the ADA entrance. But now we've also talked about the doors, the facade, and the steps. I have no problem addressing and giving a COA for part of those. But like for the refrigeration panels and the windows, that would be something I would want you to come back and show me what it is that you're going to replace that with.
Okay. I just gotta get approval to be able to work on my permit on this side.
We are here to try to get to yes and keep the historic district intact.
I have a question too.
Yeah.
One more question, which is, the doors you're gonna replace them with, are they gonna be, metal storefront doors? Okay, so the door, so a metal storefront door would be different than the doors that are shown on the elevation here, which is, that looks like a painted wood door with a panel.
They're not wood doors, they're metal. Those are exactly what we're buying, and those
Oh,
are,
these here?
yes,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes.
So they're gonna have like a base that goes up, it's not gonna be a regular, like the doors that you use to get in here. It's not like those.
I mean, it's very much like those,
Okay.
except it's, I mean,
That's-
they're gonna,
That's not what's on the elevation, though. Just saying.
I don't know what you mean,
totally-
I guess, I don't,
I totally identify with your plight and that you wanna get this thing going as soon as possible.
I just don't know what you're asking, I guess.
Are they
Bec-
floor to ceiling glass, or is it like the drawing?
No, they're gonna
is
have
showing?
a drawing just like that, they're gonna look exactly like that.
So not floor to ceiling glass. All right.
Well, from floor to wherever the top is, and then we've got that open, you know,
Are you
we're
gonna have
dropping
the-
everything down, and so when you walk up to the door, it will be on the ground. I don't know, and then it goes up to the header. We've built a lot of places. We've built in Broken Bow. I've built all kinds of cabins. I've built all kinds of things, so I don't,
What we're asking questions about is, you can see up at the top, the transom, the header, as you call it,
Mm-hmm.
and down at the bottom for the bulkhead or the bottom part, we want to make sure that the style is going to be that style and not
Yes.
something that's glass
No.
all the way floor to ceiling.
no, I don't want that. I want it to
Okay,
look
all right.
just like that, and I will make sure I get that, because that's what I want.
In that case, we're in violent agreement.
Okay? I'm just telling you, if that's what I want, that's what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not, I understand what you're saying, yes, it won't be, it will be storefront, because that's what it, you know, we have to have to be able to open those up and be able to prop them open, especially to get the wheelchairs and stuff in. But, it's gonna look very much like that, because we're building them, so I don't,
No, I think we're just confused by common language here is all.
okay.
I got a better example, not to, beat the subject up. That door right there, see how the bottom part of the door looks like 6, 8, well, probably 8 or 9 inches off the floor?
Yes. Well, obviously, I can't do that, because if I do that, then it's gonna allow insects and bugs and all kinds of stuff in, so it'll be, down
It'll go
to
all
the
the way to
surface.
a-
Yes, yes. And for, not just for us, but for, because we will have we're also gonna have, our health inspectors and things like that, they're not gonna allow that. This is not the first time we've had a venue like this. We've had one in Oklahoma. So we know exactly what the health department's gonna ask for. We know what TABC's gonna ask for. We know all of those, we've done this before, so.
And there's no doubt in my mind you have. What, again, we're worried about is the historic front, and we don't want something that narrow. We want something more like that. That
I
is
understand.
great, okay. Again, we're in violent agreement then.
Okay.
Anything else, Robert?
No.
Someone had a question about, I guess, this, where this is located. This is in the alley, the railing. The railing is in the back alley currently. And the bolt on the bottom, like you could go back there and you could just shake it
don't
It
think there's
is.
any
So
question about
it just
that.
has to be removed. So someone had asked where that was located, and I just wanted to let you guys know.
Thanks.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So I see, a list of everything you're working on getting approved today, which is very helpful, thank you. It sounds like the only thing we're kind of hung up on is the removing of the refrigeration panels. Are we, we see pictures where, they're not there even further back. Are we against removing them and approving that at this point? And she could come back before she does anything else? Or are we not wanting her to remove them
Oh, no,
until
no,
we
no.
have?
No, please,
Okay.
no.
That's it. That was my question.
So I would recommend that you allow her to repair them, but not replace them with new windows
Unless,
unless she comes back to
Exactly.
get that approval.
John, you have anything?
I do not.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I was just curious. I think if we approve today to remove them, I think she is saying she has to have that for, the work to be able to get done,
Okay.
so.
The interesting part is going to craft how we say this. If you could go back to the sheet up in the front. So I will let the folks there take a look at that while I say, is there anything else you would like to add? We are just so happy that this historic part is coming back to Denison. Because
Well,
it
thank
is-
you, because it's been a challenge.
Beautiful building.
It is
is,
beautiful,
and it's-
and I can assure you, Donna has seen all of our vision, and it's gonna be nice.
Yeah, and it's, if you look at all the pictures of downtown Denison, Rialto is in almost all of them.
For sure, for sure.
All right, anything else that anybody would like to ask?
I did have one more question about the flag marquee. It was in one of the photos that came up. Are you guys doing that again, or are you leaving it the way it currently is?
Doing a what to the marquee?
So in the top, right there, where she's
Yeah.
putting the mouse, there was a flag marquee at some point. Are you guys talking about re-adding that, or no?
It will be way down the road if we do.
Okay.
It'll be way, I mean,
Got it.
we're
think you were. I was just
crunch on
curious.
money right now, which,
I gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
no worries.
No,
So
you-
everything
so,
you've been
I mean, that would be
discussing-
way down the road. I would love for us to have one, but it will be, the bracing is still there, the brackets and everything for it's still there, but it would be down the road before we could be able to do it.
Yeah. You're
So
only talking
everything's-
about refreshing and repainting the one on the right,
The
the
current.
triangular
Correct,
facade and that marquee and the Rialto with the neon lighting in it.
right. And it's really not that bad a shape. It's holding water. So the guys just said that was from bird nest and things being sitting there for so long. So they're gonna come out as soon as we get approval. They're gonna come out, they'll take the front round panel off, remove that. They said they'll just take a shop vac, remove a lot of that debris and everything that's accumulated in there. And then there is a really large pile of water that sits there. So we just want to get that fixed because we don't like walking under it, and we know all of the patrons don't either. That's, walking by every evening, so.
Not to mention mosquitoes. All right, anything else that we would like to ask? Again, thank you very much for taking this on. I
Oh,
know
thank you.
it's frustrating.
I do have a
but it's
question,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
this is just because, and I know I'm coming from a small place and a small town,
We're that.
but, so the invoice for $5,300 for the preservation, like we already paid a zoning and planning
That
fee.
is a scam.
That
a
is
scam.
not real.
Y'all, I have cried all morning.
No, we're so sorry. Unfortunately, the city of Denison has been hacked. You and Mr. Day received the same kind of email, and I am so sorry.
I was getting ready to really get on to y'all because I was like, just $5,300 is a lot of money for no reason. And I kept on looking at that and I was
Unless
like,
you
what
are-
in the world? And I'm like, I already paid that.
Unless you get the direct word from her or from him,
I'm like, I'm going to ask because
we're a small town here too. Yes, we want to get to yes, especially with something like the Rialto. And yes, we want to be able to get there. to
I'm
get
sorry,
you.
I just, this
No.
morning I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what, I'm like, I'm gonna go tell them about that because, and Donna knows I don't mind speaking my mind, so, but sorry. But
I do have one more
And so
question.
then I was like, okay, well,
Sorry.
I just thought I wanted to come here. But,
Please, we want you here.
I will tell you, everybody has been very, very kind. And, I've told Donna, like, it's stressful, some of the things that we have to go through to get it, but everybody's been so kind. And I don't know if that's just because we got the Rialto or if everybody's just kind to everyone, but, we seem like when we go somewhere, people stare and then they ask and we're like, yes, and it's been very nice. And
Good.
I promise you guys, we honestly plan on,
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
We
Another
will.
great place to eat and another great place for
well,
entertainment.
and that's the thing, like, we have talked with a lot of the local merchants and we're working with all of them because we will be able to bring 500 people to town every Friday night, 500 people to town every Saturday night. And I want them to come early. I want them to go to our restaurants. I want them to spend their money here. And that's our whole goal is that, we're working with all the other merchants in town. Like, how can I help you? Let's pregame here. Let's after our concert's over, then we go here. Like, I am trying my best to work with everyone and get everyone involved. So, I don't want a kitchen. I don't want to deal with a kitchen. However, I can buy pizzas from Say When and sell them in our place. So we're working with all of the merchants as much as we can. Because we want this to be successful for everyone.
Part of our business plan is to help this, but to keep our historic cultural fair, which we hope are going to
Yes.
be bringing people for part of that.
Right.
Chelsea, you said you had a question.
Yes, I'm sorry. So we have these, and this color is the Woodlawn Misty and then Noir, and I'm reading this. 'Cause-
I know. I didn't bring those. I've got them at the Rialto.
Okay,
Those are samples that she brought. They're in that same color palette. They're on that same,
okay,
but
Sometimes
it's just
the different manufacturers of the paint will
okay.
have different names.
I see it in there now. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't have those pictures in my packets.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. No worries.
No, they're just added.
Got it. Okay, I'm good. I'm like, I haven't seen toasted almond. I don't know.
it's very
Okay.
much like your shirt. Like it's a very toasty.
Okay,
And it's just, it will bring a little bit of more brightness to that versus the dull, it's a dull beige that's currently there, and it's, I just want it to remain a classic look, but brighten it up, at the same time. And, we plan on doing a lot of things with this place. Like we want it to be a music venue. We want to be able to have corporate meetings there. We want to host weddings, whatever people may want, we want to be able to do that. And so, I just want to keep everything classic look.
So the other photos are for reference. The one on the left is to show you all the colors against the brick.
against what's currently there.
And
I got
so
it.
the misty morn down in the bottom left is actually the color that's on that.
Yep.
And how it will look against the brick. And then the middle photo, the trim, and Misty, correct me if I'm wrong, but that Sam's doing is what she wants to paint black.
Okay,
And then the photo on the
It will
top
just,
right
it
is-
will really frame everything
I
out,
agree.
with the,
Okay, that was all I had. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure toasted almond wasn't a totally different color than what I was.
no, I'm sorry.
No, that's a very good call. All right, any other questions for our applicant?
I'm just really happy I don't have to pay through $5,300
So are we.
today.
I'm not sure I can take an admonition from you.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to say something like, this is a lot, and then, so I feel so good, so.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank y'all, and I really, once we get closer, we'll have you guys come out and look at it, we're very proud of what we've already done,
which is just demo, you know, but we're very happy with the way it's, you know, going to look, and we're gonna make everybody proud. We will.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
If you could go back to that front page again. All right. Any other questions or any other comments, especially for staff? Kirk, if you have to add something in here, please let us know when we do this. All right, with that, I am looking for a motion to take action on a certificate of appropriateness for the exterior improvements. Anybody want to take a whack at this?
I could try. I motion to approve the certificate of appropriateness for 424 West Main with the caveat that once the refrigeration panels are removed, the applicant will come back for approval on the windows.
If I could,
Please.
a certificate of appropriateness for the railing, the painting of the brick and trim, for the ADA entrance, for the replacement of the doors, for the facade improvements, and then removing the refrigeration panels, and if required, come back here for the design of the windows.
Yes.
Do you accept that?
I accept.
Karen, you got that?
Does that work? Okay.
Do we need to include the correct number or paint colors? Misty
No, I don't
Moon?
think we need to do the correct number, I think. That's stated.
Okay.
I mean, that's her intent to use those
Yeah.
colors. All right, I have a motion.
Second that motion.
I have a motion from Ms. Chelsea McDuffie and a second by John Ayers. All those, is there any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed, signify by saying no? Motion is passed. Congratulations. All right, staff updates. Are there any?
I was asleep. So Mary, before she left, approved the signage for the penalty box, which is at 100 West Chestnut. And they have like oval signs that are kind of like that. And it's just the replacement of the, I guess, vinyl over those signs. The sign frame is still the same. And so that's the only thing that she approved that before she left that you hadn't already been aware of.
I only have two questions. One is included in the minutes there today. Is the American Legion come back at all with their door covers or their flag box?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
I assume Mary gave them a different contact to reach out to. I don't know that, though.
I just want to make sure that one doesn't get lost in this interim
That's
shuffle.
good. I'll make a note of that so we can see what's going on there. I haven't heard anything else, but.
And I don't know if it was while I was gone for that one day or something like that, the sign on the Texas Creamery and the hay sugar on the side there, did that come through here?
It did.
And I just missed it, huh?
It was a while ago. I want to say, I went and found it that day because we were like, did we get the proof? And it did. I want to say it was end of last year, maybe. It was
wow.
a good while ago, but it did get approved.
Okay.
So was that the sign on the side also?
Yeah, well, they came back separately for that one. Also.
Okay.
I believe that one was
Administratively
approval.
approved?
The big sign looks exactly the way it did in their application.
Okay.
So all from my perspective, all square.
Any other questions, comments from the board? If not, this meeting is adjourned.